All right, greetings, everybody. Thank you. So it's a Wednesday, feels like a Friday because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. But let's do our SPY review. SPY meaning the S&P 500. My kind of thought on this is, if you go through these 11 sectors, whatever is going on in the market is encompassed in some of them, other than maybe the cryptos. I mean, whatever's going on in oil is going to affect the energy stocks. Whatever is going on in interest rates is going to affect the financial stocks. So by going through the S&P 500, I think it gives us some good insight into where the market's going to go, and more importantly, where we can get some trading ideas, because that's the reason why you're listening to me, right? We want to figure out how to make money. And my 25 years, I hate to date myself, of experience has taught me that, like, if you let the market tell you what to do, you're going to be much better off than if you just like come up with some idea and pop in there and try to do it. So let's just look at the S&P 500, all right? So, all right, basic technical analysis lesson here. Price levels that were resistance can convert into support. All these stupid pop-ups, man. Oh, Jesus. I mean, I'm getting so annoyed at TradingView. I might as well just go back to Bloomberg and spend another 20 grand a year. I mean, I don't want to, but it's like, let's just pop up this, upgrade that. All right. Anyway, so you can see resistance became support. Resistance became support. Now we're at resistance, right? Levels that were resistance can become resistance again. So here's the S&P 500. It's 500 stocks, hence the name. Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft together are, I don't know, about 20, 21%. So you got three stocks that are 20% of a 500 stock benchmark or index. Okay. Now, I was watching the media today, like blah, 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 tech this, tech that. Technology is really not the factor. This is the biggest sector. And if we go up to our fact sheet here, we can see tech is 31%. The next biggest sector is financial. So tech is more than twice that. But tech is like not really doing anything. What I would like to point out here, though, before I go is, move on. I mean, look at a level that was support can become support. Look at a level that was resistance can become resistance. If you want to be a good trader, you got to understand how to identify important price levels. If the market rallies and gets back up to the same price level that was resistance before, we're going to call it, we'll call it 238. It's going to be a good chance there's resistance there again. People that bought here have been underwater ever since. And now that it's back up to their level, they're placing sell orders so they can finally get out at break even, right? I mean, ask yourself that. You've done it. So buyer's remorse can make resistance become resistance. Seller's remorse is the opposite. People sold at the bottom and the market takes off and they're like, damn, I made a mistake. If I could buy my shares back at the same price I sold them at, I will. So remorseful sellers placing buy orders at the level that was support can make support become support again. But anyway, in terms of the overall picture of the market, it's not coming from tech. All right, let's look at the financial sector. And we're going to go through all 11 sectors. There's 11 sectors. Now, this is getting a little ridiculous here. Very overbought. I guess the thought is, the Trump presidency will be beneficial. This is kind of healthy action, though. I mean, it really is. It got ahead of itself, but now we're consolidating. So, like being overbought's like a rubber band, right? And sometimes the rubber band gets stretched out. Look at these pop-ups, man. I'm so sick of this. Sometimes the rubber band gets stretched out and it snaps back, but sometimes the rubber band gets stretched out and it slowly comes back. And that's what's going on here. So I would say the action here looks healthy. All right, the next biggest sector is healthcare. Whoops. Man, I'm in Connecticut here. It's like 5 o'clock. It's like friggin' pitch black. This is time of year. All right, so here's our healthcare sector. I mean, look at this, right? We found support at the same level that was support. We found support at the same level that was support. Healthcare has been one of the main reasons for the strength. It's not tech. All right. Yeah, this is going to slow down too. Communication services look pretty good. This is kind of the same thing, chilling, but chilling. I mean, these markets look good. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I've been kind of bearish, but I've been doing this long enough that I know that I can be wrong and will be wrong. So I know it's a hard thing to do, but you got to just be like, you know what? I can't have an opinion. An opinion is a very dangerous thing for a trader to have. Okay. Because if you have an opinion, the market's going to go up, the market's going to go down. Guess what? It's going to influence the way you think. You might not even realize it. All right. So every day, if you're a day trader or short term trader, you got to kind of come into this with this, blank, what's it called? A blank slate or whatever, an agnostic position. I mean, industrials, maybe this is the play here. Maybe this breaks out. All right. We looked at communication services, I think, but I'm going to just bring it up again just to make sure. Yeah. So this, this is healthy action. Nice, going steady. All right. Let's look at some of the sectors that are smaller. I think materials is the smallest sector. I mean, kind of neutral, right? Here are the sectors here. If you look at the S&P 500 fact sheet, materials is the smallest sector in the market. Real estate, utilities, energy. But that doesn't mean we can't get trading ideas from there. We're not here to define what's biggest and best and baddest. We're here to look for trading ideas. And I think that if you go through the market and you look at these particular levels, like, okay, right here, all right, right here could be a potential trading idea. And I'm going to write this down. Okay. So, as we know, or we've talked about, things that get to resistance tend to find resistance again. Things that get to resistance tend to sell off. This happens when some of the people that want to sell, that are creating the resistance with their sell orders, start to worry they're going to get undercut. They know the buyers are going to go to who is ever willing to pay the lowest price. Sell for the lowest price. So we got the real estate sector really jacked up, really overbought at resistance. Now we can go to the next step, right? And look, just like we look within the sectors of the S&P, we can look in the industries of the sectors. And that's what we're going to do right here. And we're going to look at whatever stocks are the biggest. We're just on a brainstorming thing. Okay, Prologis. This is probably like, it's like, people are like, oh, AI is going to require all this technology. Well, it's not Prologis. Although right here is another, here's a trading idea because the sector is running into resistance. And this particular stock has run into resistance at a level that was support before. Support can become resistance because people that bought here are finally trying to get out. Now the price gets back up to their level. So this is a potential trading idea here. All right. Now, I forget what audience I'm speaking to, but I will be on my Substack posting legitimate trading recommendations. Okay, American Tower. Let's look at that. American Tower. Oh, okay. This is a REIT. That's why I'm not finding it. Pretty similar, right? Look at that. Where did this thing hit resistance? OG, the level that was support. It's not a coincidence. Some price levels are more important than others. That's just how markets are. Equinox. Well, I was in a band. I used to play Equinox. I think that was it. Okay, let's see. Equinox. All right, this is really overbought. I'd be looking at this for reversal. All right, let's look at some of these other sectors. I'm just trying to, we're just on a brainstorming thing here. Utilities, they look like, it looks like the trading ideas over the next couple of weeks are not going to come from tech. They're going to be coming from utilities, real estate, maybe whatever, materials. All right, let's just look at energy. Now, ironically enough, if this, there could be a bounce here in energy stocks. So we could put this on the radar screen for ideas on the long side. Notice how there could be support at the level that was resistance. Big part of this is going to be what happens in oil. I mean, we've been talking about this 67.30 level. It goes back for 2 years. It's kind of hard to believe. And I've been doing this for a long time, but it's still amazing. How could a market that's worth, oh man, look at this freaking pop up dinner. How could a market that's worth trillions and trillions of dollars find such precise levels? And this is what I'm trying to teach you. Forget about the math, forget about the earnings. Just think about the psychology. That's what trading is. Earnings this, earnings that, price to sales ratio this, price to sales ratio that. It's like it's psychology that moves stocks. It's not fundamentals, at least not in the short term. All right, communication services. We looked at that. All right, so I don't know, everyone. Looks like the market looks pretty healthy, but forget tech. Let's look at some of these other sectors. I have a feeling I'm missing something. What the hell am I missing? We did industrials. We did healthcare. Oh, consumer staples. That's what I'm missing. XLP. Again, you can go to the State Street website. Out of all the things I do and all the things I teach, in my opinion, I think this is the most valuable. The way to come up with ideas for trades by examining the various sectors and then taking it to the next level and in various the industries that are within the sectors. Some people want to just be like, "Oh, Mark, what should I do today? What should I trade today?" Well, that's not what we do here. It's like if you're a guitar player and you're going to do a performance, do you want me to go up there and play for you, or do you want to do it yourself? Right? I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I've been doing this long enough to know that. Oh, there's Dr. Pub. If you look at the right things, you can come up with a profitable trading system. And all right, I hope that helps everyone. I will see you soon. Thank you so much.